Hey guys, it's me, Kristen here, aka Curlfactor. I'm gonna do a quick tutorial on how to put your hair up after you've done a wash and go style. Okay guys, so I'm gonna show you guys how to put up your hair for a simple updo after you've done a wash and go style. Technically, my hair is still pretty fresh. This is day 2 hair for me. I tend to get pretty good volume because of the type of curl that I do have. So maybe I have to shake it out. I put it up a little bit last night just so I could sleep in it. And then I took it out and kind of shook it out. One quick thing before we get started. One thing that I know that people tend to do is whenever they have their hair up at night and they take it down the next morning is immediately they'll go ahead and spray it with some sort of refreshing spray or some sort of homemade spray that maybe they've concocted. I would avoid doing that for at least the first 5 minutes. The reason why is because there have been plenty of times where I've taken my hair down and it looks freaking crazy, but then I forget to spray it or I just don't do things, so I don't care, and I'll walk around the house, come back, 5 minutes later my hair has already settled tremendously. So I suggest if you've done your hair the day before or if this is just day 2 hair or whichever, try to avoid refreshing it immediately. Give it 5 minutes and then see if your hair needs to be refreshed or not. Okay, so the type of updo style that we are gonna do today is my famous Pomp. We'll call it the Curlfactor Pomp. You heard it here first. I don't know, we'll see. But that's what I love to do. I think it fits my face really well. Some of you may have seen it when I do it on Instagram or whichever. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. But first, you have to have a couple of handy dandy tools. So 2 things that you will absolutely need for this style. Number 1, bobby pins, okay? These are your normal regular bobby pins. I have 6 of them, 6 bobbies, right? Because you're definitely gonna need these guys. So keep these in your back pocket. And then I also have these 2 crocodile clips. These are a hairstylist and a colorist's best friend. These guys are really, really durable. These I'm just gonna use to basically keep my hair out of the way. So that way I'm working with some cleaner sections. So how we're gonna start it, right? Basically, I already know that the sides I want backing out of my face, and the top I either want as long as possible or I want as textured as possible. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna do it right now because I wanna show you guys, is I'm gonna split it right here. I kinda have this natural part that falls right around this area. It doesn't have to be super, super clean. If you want it to look more as if you shaved your head or you cut your hair this way, it's almost better to have a little bit of an invisible part so that way it looks like it's a little bit more fluid. If you want something a little bit more striking, then I would definitely separate that part. Maybe even you want to go through when your hair is wet and kind of, you know, pick apart the pieces that need to go on the other side. Basically, that's what it would look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this to my hair so that way there's one clean line. And basically go ahead and do the other side. You can follow temple to temple, so that way symmetrically it definitely looks a little bit better. So I'm gonna go right here. My hair is so used to being in this style, so it basically has like parted itself. So this guy I'm gonna include here. Can't really see how clean that is, but you guys get the idea. You guys get it, you get it. All right, so there's parting number 2, okay? Now if I really wanna work clean, then I'm definitely gonna go ahead and take this hair and clip it up and out of the way, like so. Don't worry about the back so much right now because it's all gonna be up anyway, right? So I'm gonna start with my left side. For those of you who like I said before, a much cleaner front around the hairline, much cleaner edges, definitely be careful. Remember, anytime that you wet your hair down and then slick it with anything, it's going to get at least half as tight in the opposite direction. Like it's going to get tighter. It's going to get 50% more tight. There you go. Couldn't get that out. It's going to get 50% more tight if you're doing it from wet and then having it dry. So what I suggest is you keep your hair in its dry style, and then maybe after you've already done your style, take a little bit of gel and then go ahead and feather in the gel, as opposed to making sure that it's completely tight from the beginning. Again, these are the most fragile hairs on your whole head are the ones that are around the hairline. These also tend to be the hairs that we beat up the most when we're straightening, when we're putting in a bun, any of that stuff. So remember, tension is not always your best friend, okay? So I'm gonna take this side and I'm literally just gonna pin it back on my face. You can already see what it's trying to do. It definitely gives you a lot more open area to work with. It's my little personal facelift. But yeah, I love it. So bring it back like this, okay? If you want, you could put one of those big guy clips right there to keep your mark. I don't need to, just because I'm familiar with doing this all the time. I'm gonna take the other side and do the exact same thing. So it's almost like you're basically gonna start to put your hair back for a ponytail or any other type of style. So right now I have it just gripped like this. If you want, quite honestly, you can turn this into its own style in itself, right? It's not bad. You can even push it off to the side, so that way it looks more like this. I don't know. What do you guys think? Just going with it. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna twist this back, so that way it looks like this. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start at the bottom. It's kind of like an old school French twist, right? You're gonna start at the bottom and then work your way up. It's super, super, super simple. So here we go. Here. Actually, I am gonna clip it for you, so that way you guys can see my hands being kind of out of the way. So, take this clippy. Okay. We're gonna start at the bottom, at the nape of the neck. It's just simple crossover twist, right? So we have it out, smooth. Boom, that should be where your first bobby pin goes, okay? And basically you're just gonna work the bobbies up the whole way. I'm gonna keep these bobby pins in my hand, so that way I just work a little bit quicker. So this piece is already over here. I'm gonna lay this guy down. When you're putting the bobby pins in, you don't wanna bobby pin the hair, you wanna bobby pin the hair to your scalp, if that makes any sense. So you're not even going by sight, you're going by feel. So take this guy, put it in here. Boom, bobby pin one, done. Right here should be bobby pin number 2. Remember, we have about 5 or 6 bobby pins to work with, so we want to use them, but use them sparingly. Bring them to this way, come in that way. Boom, that's 2 bobbies down, right? We're gonna come up to the hair that's pinned. Because basically what you want to do is to incorporate your sides into the top. So that way you have a little bit more length to work with as well. Okay, so here's my bobby pin number 3. These guys are all nice and secure. If you want, you could fan this out a little bit more, so if you have color in your hair, you could really make it look cool and pop. Not sure how that looks from the side. I can't really tell. You guys tell me. How does it look? Look good? Cool. I trust you. Okay? So, now I have this top part, right? And I still have about 3 bobby pins left to go. So, I can do one of 2 things. I can kind of leave this kind of textured look, which I like, because it definitely gives a little bit more lift to it. Or you can put one more up here at the top, which will secure it, so that way you're just working with the front. So let's do that. Perfect, okay? Perfect. All right, so coming forward, so you have this whole situation that now you need to work with and address. What I like to do first is to pull some of these hairs out. If your hair is as coily as mine, it kind of gets trapped up in here, so you really want to make sure that all of your curls are out like this. Okay, like so. If you want, you can start to give your hair some direction and some motion. If you want it to just go straight up, cool, you could do that. For me, I kind of like a little bit of a tidal wave effect to my hair. So I'm gonna pull this kind of forward a little bit, right, like that. You can do one of 2 things. You can either leave this front out, like I said, just like this, and kind of rock it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab these two guys are kind of like the roof for the house, right? So we want the roof to kind of come together. So what I'm gonna do is take these two roof panels, put them together like this, just kind of grabbing it loosely. I'm gonna take a bobby pin and I'm gonna sandwich the two of them together. Now you can either do it top down this way, like this, and that'll stay. Or you could slide it through this way, whatever you prefer. If I'm running out of bobby pins, what I like to do is do this. I'll kind of cross my hair over itself. Just like so. That way, maybe you only have to really use one bobby pin in this area, right? So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna use the one bobby pin. So that leaves me with one bobby pin left to pump up the front. Boom. Okay, here's how it looks from the side. From the side. Typically what I like to do with the front, because the front could be a whole other beast, is I like to bring my hair over to the side first and then put it up. The reason, I just like the way it looks aesthetically. If you guys like it to go more directly out of your face, I love that look as well. But at least for today, I want to give it a little softness, a little edge to it. By edge, I mean just bold it up a little bit. Typically, when I want to go for edgy, I will have it directly out of my face. I look a lot more androgynous, which I like. But we're going to bring it over to the side, kind of femme it up a little bit. So you're going to bring it over, and then you're going to pull it up just like this. So it definitely gives motion to the hair. Again, if you have color in your hair, this is a great way to showcase the color that you've either paid for or that you've done yourself. This way. So that's what we're gonna do. Make it this kind of big a little bit. Perfect. So bring it over here just a little. And I'm gonna bring it up like this. Okay. And this is my last bobby pin. So remember, we've worked with 5. Might be 5. All right, cool. Any rogue curls that kind of want to pop out, you could just tuck those guys right on in. This one really doesn't want to go in. He's kind of upset. I tend to give my curls genders depending on how they act, so you know. You know that to do. No, I'm just kidding. Jokes. All right, so I put one bobby pin up here at the top, and that's it. If I have this little guy that looks a little crazy, just tuck it right on in. It's all good. And that's basically it. Diva Curl makes this really awesome flexible hold hairspray. You can definitely use that if you like. Also, if you like this to be a little bigger, you can pull it and tug it a little bit more until it's your liking. Remember, our hair is pretty cool. It's moldable, it moves, it shapes, so you can have fun with it. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is probably gonna slick down the sides a little bit. Let's see, 2 seconds. Okay, so the two things that I have, some of you, if you saw my last video, you guys are good. You guys have really good eyes. I used this to wet down my hair. Now, some of you were asking, Chris, what was that spray that you used to wet down your hair? This is Diva Curl's No Comb Detangling Spray. This stuff smells amazing. Actually, it's a pretty great product. But I find that I don't necessarily need it because when I'm in the shower, I'm getting most of my detangling done there anyway because the Decadence conditioner is that good. So I'm just gonna use this basically as a re-wetting spray, just to kind of spray down the sides of my hair, just a little bit. And then in my hand, I have a little, maybe like a dime size of the Diva Curl, the Ultra Defining Gel. Hands down, one of my favorite gels of all time. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of this and just feather it into my hairline. It doesn't have to be much. A lot of you ladies I see are just like slicking it down, and that's great and all. I totally get it. But again, you wanna be careful. These hairs along the hairline are so fragile. And for those of you who are having a lot of breakage around your hairline, I challenge you to see if this is one of the reasons why it's become more of a problem. So, my baby hair usually lays down, so I don't have to really like pull it out or do anything crazy. But if you want to create more of a look for yourselves, then you could do that. That's pretty much it. And right there, I did just do a little smoothing action, but again, you're glazing. You're glazing. You're not taking a comb. You're not doing anything too crazy. And even that, I'm just barely putting my hands here and just kind of bringing it back. And remember, it's gel. It's naturally it's gonna form. So, okay. Well, that's pretty much that's the look right there. There's my my pomp, my really quick pomp. There's so many different variations to this, so I'll probably do this maybe once or two more times, the different versions. But yeah, I'm gonna give you guys the once around one more time. Here's it from the front, from the side, okay, from the back, this way, and then from the other side. How's it look? Yeah, let me know. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any problems with it. I'm just gonna adjust it because I usually like it absolutely massive. And I basically just worked all day today, so I apologize if my makeup is not 100% on my face anymore. But, you know, leave it all on the floor or you didn't do it, right? So, anyway, I hope this helped you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, this is Chris, Curlfactor, whatever you want to call me. I'm down with all. And, yeah, thanks for tuning in. You guys have a good one.